Hi, I'd like to talk a little bit about what's going on with the Catholic Church. Um, I look at the YouTube videos. They got a Bishop Figurano and a Father Goring, and they basically say the same stuff the nuns said to me when I was 5 years old. If I didn't follow exactly they were telling me to do, God would torture me forever after my death. And I don't believe that's exactly Christ's message. Uh, the modernists are driving some of the more conservative parts of the Catholic Church absolutely insane. It's as bad as the political state of the United States. And what they basically are doing is saying, what do you do when the Pope is wrong? These are the same people that will document the sins that will have God torture you forever. But when it comes to their superior, the Pope, they don't have to follow any rules. They can make up their own. In response to one of the things online, I wrote a comment. It's a little like Henry VIII when you don't like what the Pope is doing. You declare it error and start your own cult. Can you see this has been going on since the Catholic Church got in bed with Constantine and the Roman Empire? Spout the words Christ never said. Engage in rituals Christ never practiced. Pretend salvation depends on the ideas of men rather than the redemptive sacrifice of Jesus. Every one of you trying to control others with the fear of your hell, but ignoring what the first 2 centuries of Christian believed, are the smoke of Satan. And the Catholic Church is the whore of Babylon. And I have no, I really don't have an axe to grind except for the fact that I think I was abused as a young Catholic. And that abuse was terror, the terror of hell. If I had any kind of denial about what they taught. And now the conservatives are in denial about their obedience to the Pope because same-sex marriage has them going crazy. It has them going crazy. They want a woman with 7 children to be in charge of our laws, not anybody that might be married to someone of the same sex. I'm just an old Marine, and I could give a shit less who someone is married to. What, everybody deserves to have a friend, a partner, and a little love in their life. But these people that are in league with Satan would have you believe that everything you do in life, if it's not according to what they say, is a mortal sin and will result in you being tortured forever. And they preach very much against abortion because they have decided that when a sperm and egg fertilize each other, that there's a soul involved and a life. They use really spurious parts of the Bible to back that up. I look at Genesis, and when it says God breathed the soul into Adam through his nostrils. doesn't say umbilical cord. It says through his nostrils. And so that kind of testimony would have me believe that when a baby breathes his first breath is when his soul comes. So that's an interesting concept. And there's also just a logical concept. They teach about the people living a good life here on earth and struggling and doing this. Well, these babies that they say are murdered, what does Christ do with them? Does he put them in a little box somewhere and keep them away from the other people that have lived a full life? I mean, or are they in paradise where no one should be bitching anyway? So I find a little bit of incongruity with their aspect on when life begins. They don't know. They don't know when a soul comes. It isn't in the Bible. Christ never mentioned abortion. That was made up after it became possible to have one. And if you believe Jesus knew everything coming, you'd think he would have had that one off at the pass, wouldn't you? Well, he didn't do that. And they've got a lot of people going to hell, and they come up with a lot of videos of people who have died and gone to hell and come back to earth, and then these people stand up and tell you what hell is like. It's nothing more than child abuse in the schools. It's terrorist activity to put it on YouTube and pretend that someone not doing what you say is going to be tortured for their whole life, no matter how good a life they live. You people are and by you people, I mean the members of the Catholic Church and the clergy that so disrespected the young people in their charge that the church still hasn't finished paying it. They kicked a bunch of nuns out of their retirement home so they could sell it to pay for some guy banging an altar boy. It's beyond belief that they focus on abortion and they have not cleaned up the pedophilia in the church. And they certainly haven't said they're sorry enough. The Pope said he's sorry, but none of these evangelical Catholics that have YouTube channels will say they're sorry. So think about that stuff if you want, but I'm going to tell you right now, I think the sacrifice of Christ is the way for our salvation. It's not the man-made rituals. It's not the campfire stories that are written in the Bible. The first couple hundred years, Christians lived and the church survived a certain way. It wasn't until they got in bed with Constantine and the Holy Roman Empire and figured out a way to control the people that all this became ritualized. And, there are hundreds of Catholic churches in the world that don't believe in the Pope. And some of them go all the way back to, like the Egyptian Catholics and stuff, go way back. They have their own Pope, and he's just like a bishop, I guess. And if you look at this stuff, it's magical thinking. And my important magical thing, I don't believe that that my identity goes away. It may go back to star stuff. I don't know what it does, but I think my identity is separate from my id. It's separate from my body. And why would you torture me? I'm just a regular old guy. I mean, I've made a lot of mistakes, and I'm sorry I made them, and I hope the sacrifice of Jesus cleared that up for me. I wish there was someplace I could go and find a priest, a clergyman that wasn't full of shit, that didn't hide all the pedophilia, that didn't act like they owe the people that belong to their church and have been giving money that has been wasted on lawsuits and cover-ups and apology. The hypocrisy is worse than the political hypocrisy going on in the United States today. And if you believe in Christianity, I guess that's how we'd have to put it, you have no vote. You have no vote. It's whoever takes power and yells hell and the devil loud enough. Christ came down here to get you into heaven, and these charlatans will tell you you're going to hell. Thanks.